Blackwood Manor. The name itself sent shivers down your spine. Perched atop a windswept hill it loomed, a Gothic silhouette against the stormy sky. Gargoyles kept their silent vigil, their shadows dancing menacingly in the flickering gaslights. The old manor was more than just a house, it was a vault of secrets, whispering tales of bygone eras, tales of love, betrayal and tragedy. Tonight it would add another chapter to its grim history. The air crackled with anticipation, mirroring the electricity in the air. 5 friends had received the invitation, a weekend retreat, a chance to reconnect. Little did they know they were stepping into a deadly game, a game where the stakes were life and death, and the mansion, with its creaking floorboards and hidden passages, would be the silent witness. First to arrive was Amelia, the charismatic artist. Her eyes, a piercing blue, missed nothing. She craved inspiration, and the mansion, with its brooding atmosphere, promised a dark muse. Then came Edward, the stoic writer, seeking solace from writer's block within the mansion's ancient walls. His gaze, sharp and analytical, saw stories unfold where others saw only dust and decay. Next was Oliver, the charming doctor, harboring a secret addiction he desperately tried to conceal. His smile, usually disarming, couldn't quite hide the tremor in his hands. Close behind was Olivia, the reserved lawyer, haunted by a past she couldn't escape. Her guarded demeanor and sharp wit were her shield against the world. And finally, there was Mahmoud, the successful entrepreneur, his eyes gleaming with ambition and a hint of ruthlessness. His arrival brought a palpable tension, a sense of unease that settled over the group like a shroud. The storm raged outside, mirroring the turmoil brewing within the mansion's walls. Rain lashed against the windows, a relentless assault that echoed the growing tension among the friends. Dinner was a lavish affair, a feast laid out on the grand dining table. Silverware gleamed under the dim chandelier light, reflecting the guests' faces, each a mask hiding unspoken truths. They laughed, they reminisced, but their eyes betrayed them. Jealousy, resentment, fear. Emotions simmered beneath the surface of their forced pleasantries. A toast was proposed, a toast to friendship, but the clinking of glasses rang hollow in the charged atmosphere. The storm intensified, as if echoing the impending doom. And then the lights went out. Darkness consumed the mansion, plunging the guests into an abyss of uncertainty. Screams pierced the darkness as panic seized them. Frantic calls for help were swallowed by the howling wind. Then the flicker of a match, a tiny beacon of light in the overwhelming darkness. One by one, the guests found their way to the library, drawn by the fireplace's warm glow. But the flickering flames revealed a horror none were prepared for. Mahmoud lay slumped over the antique writing desk, his lifeless eyes staring vacantly at the ceiling. A blood-stained letter opener protruded from his chest, a cruel parody of a quill pen. Death had come to Blackwood Manor. Shadows of doubt. The friends reacted with a mixture of shock and suspicion.
Her usual composure shaken, Amelia stood frozen, her artistic gaze now fixated on the macabre scene.
A fleeting expression on someone's face? Had he seen a flicker of movement in the shadows? His writer's mind racing, Edward began piecing together the events leading up to the blackout.
Oliver, his medical instincts kicking in, checked for a pulse, but it was no use. Mahmoud was gone.
Her legal mind already dissecting the situation, Olivia observed the scene with detached curiosity, noting the position of the body, the murder weapon.
Each one of them was now a suspect, their secrets and lies potential motives for murder. Whispers and accusations. The investigation was chaotic. The storm had cut off all communication with the outside world, trapping them with a murderer in their midst. Accusations flew like daggers in the darkness.
Her artistic temperament making her prone to dramatic outbursts, Amelia pointed fingers at Edward, claiming his writer's imagination was a breeding ground for such violence.
In turn, Edward accused Amelia of using the murder as inspiration for her morbid art.
Oliver, his addiction making him appear nervous and suspicious, became an easy target for their accusations.
With her cool logic, Olivia tried to maintain order, but even her calm facade began to crack under the pressure.
The game afoot. Clues surfaced, only to lead to dead ends. A torn piece of fabric, a whispered conversation overheard, a missing object from the victim's room. Each clue added a new layer to the intricate puzzle. But just when they thought they were close to unmasking the killer, another twist awaited them. A hidden room in the mansion was discovered, its walls adorned with portraits of the manor's previous occupants, and in the center of the room, a locked safe. Could it hold the key to the mystery? The tension was palpable as they finally managed to pry the safe open. Inside, they found a diary filled with rambling confessions, tales of betrayal, and a chilling entry that pointed to a motive for murder. The clock strikes truth. The clock on the mantelpiece chimed midnight, its sound a stark reminder of the passing time and the urgency of their situation. With each passing hour, the web of deceit tightened, ensnaring them in a deadly game of cat and mouse. The diary's revelations had shifted their suspicions, casting a new light on the events of the evening. The truth, it seemed, lay buried beneath layers of secrets and half-truths. One by one, the pieces of the puzzle fell into place. A seemingly insignificant detail, a slip of the tongue, a fleeting expression that had gone unnoticed, all pointed to the same conclusion. The murderer, driven by a desire for revenge, had used the storm as a cover for their sinister plan. Justice served. The revelation came with the force of a thunderbolt, shattering the fragile peace that had settled over the group. The murderer, their facade finally stripped away, stood exposed, their motive laid bare. It was Olivia, the reserved lawyer, who had orchestrated the entire scheme. Her calm demeanor, her sharp wit, all had been a carefully constructed act to deflect suspicion. But her plan had unraveled, undone by her own meticulous nature. The evidence was irrefutable, the motive clear. Justice, though delayed, had been served. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the storm clouds, casting a pale light on the mansion, the police arrived, alerted by a signal from Edward, who had managed to repair a communication line.
The storm may have passed, but the scars it left behind will remain with us forever.
Aftermath. Blackwood Manor stood silent once more, its secrets safely locked away. The storm had passed, leaving behind a sense of eerie calm. The friends, forever bound by the events of that fateful weekend, left the mansion, each carrying the weight of the experience in their hearts. The tragedy had changed them, revealing their vulnerabilities, their hidden strengths. They had arrived at the mansion seeking escape, a respite from their lives. They left with a newfound appreciation for life's fragility, the consequences of their actions echoing in their minds. The mansion, with its dark past and brooding presence, remained a silent sentinel, a reminder of the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface.